Hey, yeah, it's me. I know, I'm running late to the exam and I need someone to help me in the carpool lane. Are you able to come down? Awesome, see you soon, bye. Hey!
Hey!
Awesome,
Okay.
alright, let's get going.
Yep.
So how are you doing, Nelson?
Good. Yeah, busy but good.
And how do you think students are doing?
I think they're getting there. Slowly and
I
slowly.
get the feeling of a lot of freaked out.
Yeah.
I get the very slight
There's a
feeling
small
that students
portion
are
that
very freaked
some
out.
are freaked out, but I think mostly they're okay.
So what do you think you've got the most questions about so far?
I guess the general question would be what the approach would be to the exam.
Yep.
Like how students think we should actually attempt it.
Oh, crazy traffic. And so what do you think your best suggestion would be? Why isn't that guy going? Well,
I suppose just allocate time equal to the question, the weighting of the question.
number of marks.
Yeah, number of marks. I suppose that's probably the best way to go because students tend to spend too much time whenever it comes to any sort of writing.
Yep.
Just spend too much time just focusing on one question that isn't that many marks.
Yep.
As a result, they don't finish the exam because it's only 2 hours.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. My biggest tip, I think, would be to make sure that you answer the questions in order. So everybody knows that there's a case in the question for our undergrads. Obviously, postgrads is a different story.
Yeah.
But certainly, there could be information in question 2, which could be really useful in question 5. And if you haven't done question, you've gone from 1 to 5, you could be putting together some answers that sort of seem okay, but then they might not be as complete as we would like to see.
I guess students were also curious about what they need to know when it comes to, say, designing tests of controls or designing substantive procedures. Like, what are the things they need to know? Like,
so I think the key things are the 4 rules. Always comes back, no matter where you are or what you're doing, it always comes back to those 4 rules. Linkages. So if you give me a test and I've asked you for a test about occurrence and you've given me a test for completeness, even if that completeness test uses the right technical information, is in lots of detail, and has the right client information, if the linkage doesn't work, I'm not going to give you any marks. One thing I noticed from Audit a Day is that students like to spread around their sampling methods. One random, one haphazard, one block. And certainly for some things, block is a really great idea. But if you're going to choose random for, say, occurrence, and then you're going to test completeness using haphazard, well, what is the difference in the populations or the difference in the procedure that would lead you to make that different call? Why don't we listen to some tunes?
Sure. Yeah, let's do that.
I love audit songs. Audit-related songs are really cool. So hopefully, and this is a bit 80s.
It's very 80s.
But, when it comes to audit, we're pretty limited when it comes to songs. We are living in a material world, and I am a material girl. You know that we are living in a material world, and I am a material girl.
It's not that difficult, is it?
Not really, and a lot of it's logic.
Yeah.
So we put all these fancy terms around auditing. We try and make it seem quite complicated, but that's mostly because we don't want anybody else getting in on this gig. You earn a lot of money being an auditor, and there's only so many auditors in the world. We're in high demand. It's a highly lucrative industry, so we certainly don't want too many people knowing how great it is and how relatively logical it is to be an auditor.
So it is such a simple thing, and that's why, and this I guess relates to the next song that we have. This is why I tell students all the time, and that's don't worry, be happy.
Don't worry, be happy. I'm feeling pretty happy.
Yeah, me too.
I don't know about everybody else out there. Everyone's probably feeling a bit nervous. But this is the key thing: de-stress, try and relax, and then hopefully it'll all work out.
And that's about fraud and fraud detection. I think students aren't entirely sure what to how to treat this. How to treat fraud, right? Especially when there's money missing.
When it comes to fraud, obviously we're looking for intention to deceive.
Yes.
And that intention, and that could be through stealing actual physical things. it could be through stealing things and covering it up,
Yep.
or it could be simple manipulation of the financial statements. Now, certainly we're expected to find fraud that a reasonable auditor would expect to find.
Yep.
So if it is a complex fraud, it might, be something that's beyond the realm of what the auditor is expected to do. But we need to keep an eye out for our red flags. And certainly, I think one of the biggest flags is collection of accounts receivable, and making sure that when we do have money outstanding, there we go, that companies, customers pay up.
Yeah.
And I think it was Dr. Matt Gross, we were talking about this at lunch the other day.
Yes.
And he brought up this next song, which I'm not going to rap to because I'm pretty terrible. And while we don't condone swearing, certainly the idea of requesting one's money from someone would be a good idea.
So given the students aren't here right now,
No, it's just you and me, and we won't tell anybody else
just you and I. No
about what's
hidden cameras
going
or
on. No
anything.
hidden cameras.
What do you think of the students this semester? So what do you think in terms of their performance?
I've been really impressed. So I can tell you that, when I came up with the plan for the learning catalytic stuff we've been doing in class, and the whole idea of learning off other people and the team-based quiz, I certainly had a lot of cynical people within, colleagues that I talked to.
Yeah.
And they said, this is never going to work. This was developed at Harvard, but this is not going to work because we do not have Harvard students. All right? It's going to be a complete disaster. But I think what I found, is that when you have high expectations of students, and then you provide them with lots of resources and lots of support, they rise to the occasion. And I've been super impressed. I've seen groups argue and argue and argue and argue until they are blue in the face about a question that is worth 0.2 of a mark. And it's just, I'm thoroughly blown away. So, not that the students out there will ever hear us talking about this.
No.
But I was just super, super, super impressed.
Yeah.
Oh, this is one of my favorite songs right now. Deep in my bones, it goes electric wavy when I turn it on. I apologize for my singing. I'm a bad singer. I love to sing, but I'm crappy at it. When we're in our zone, I got that sunshine in my pocket, got that good song in my feet. I wish I could dance like JT. Hopefully all the students are there by now.
They should be.
I did tell them, so it's 3:15 now, and I said get there early. It starts at 4.
Yeah.
Don't want anybody to be late.
Nope. What kind of justifications they would use? They keep asking me about that.
Justifications about what?
About anything. So let's start with, say, any sort of audit opinion.
You need to make your choice. And so don't fence it. No, it could be qualified or it could be adverse. You need to make a choice, and you need to be really clear about it, and you need to say why you're making that choice. So justification means explain and interweave information about the case, information from the standards.
Yep.
Oh, what's this guy doing? And then put that all together.
Yep.
To justify why you're making that decision. Well, yeah.
Which is...
Unless I've given you a tiny little line this big, don't write one word.
Unless you've asked for one specific word, then I think it requires more than that. Yeah, I think one word answers... I guess when you don't have enough time, I suppose that's all you can do. But if you have the time, really put in time to just explain your answer.
Yeah.
Just so we exactly know what you're referring to.
Yeah. I think another... Ooh, it's really bright. Let's see if we can get the left lane here. Another key point that I've seen a lot of is poor referencing.
Yeah.
So, something as simple as instead of writing ASA 560 paragraph 8, just writing ASA 560.
Yeah, because they have the standards.
Yeah,
so
you can bring anything you like.
So you could
into the
you could
exam.
say ASA, you could write a note ASA 560 is applicable without even having the standard. So when you have the standard, you should be able to make reference to the specific paragraph or even subparagraph.
Yeah. All right.
Awesome.
Well, here we are. I can see students lining up outside.
Yeah.
So thanks very much. Oh God, it's awfully bright. Let's pull over here so that I can drop you off.
Yep.
Are you okay to make your own way back to the office?
Yeah. I'm gonna go to the airport now.
Awesome. All right, thanks, Nelson.
See ya.
Bye, everybody.